Hey guys, this video goes right along with your notebook if you're following along. It is lesson number 1, page 1, and it is place value through the billions. Last time I taught you how to just read the numbers aloud, but we need to know the different forms of the numbers. So we have standard form. We're going to start with that. Don't forget my little tip of labeling your commas TMB. So that is the first thing I'm going to do before I go ahead and try to read this. But this right here, if you were to just see this number, this is called standard form. So this is my first comma going from left to or right to left. So I'm going to label that a T. Then I'm going to label this an M. And oh, I don't have anything in the billions, so I'm not going to label anything there. Now, how do I read this number? Let's think about what we talked about in the last video. I'm going to look at my chunks of numbers. So here's the first group. I'm not going to worry about any of that. This says 309. Now I'm going to say million. 309 million. Forget about all the rest. Look at the next group. 265. Oh, there's my label. 1,038. That is what it looks like in standard form. Okay, let's practice this one. First commas, label your commas. It's going to make it reading it so much easier. So I'm going to label this a T, this an M, and this a B. Start like you're reading a book, left to right. Let's take a look at the first grouping. This is 29. 29 billion. I don't even need to think about what it is because it's labeled a B. 981 million. The next group is 638,406. Standard form. All right. The next form is word form. Word form is writing it out in words, okay? So here's my number. I already have my comma written. So if I were going to write this correctly, you're going to write it exactly how you say it. So I say it as 3,000. Now look at that grouping, 29. So I'm going to write 3,000. I'm going to put my comma and keep going over to this line, 29. The last form that you're going to see besides standard form and word form is, oops, sorry, I forgot about this part. Example 2. Sometimes you're going to see it in word form already, but you have to put it into standard form, all right? For that, I like to make the little blank spaces. So you can make the spaces as long as you want, and these little boxes are just the place to put the T, the M, and the B, and use them as you need to. So let's take a look at what this says. It says 4 billion. Well, where's the billions place? It's right out here. This is a 4 billion, all right? I did that part. Now I want to do 539 million. Well, here's my section for the millions because it's right before my M. So 539 looks like this, 539 million, okay? So let's get rid of that. I did that part already. 45,000. So if I'm going to put in a group of 3 spaces of 45, I don't want to put my 45 here because then I would have to put a 0 there in the blank space and I would have 450. I don't want that. I want it to say 45. So I'm going to put the 45 where it goes, and then this would become a 0 because this would be 45,000. All right, so I have that done. And then I need 6. How am I going to write a 6? If I put a 6 here, I'm going to have 600. If I put a 6 here, I'm going to have 60, and I don't want that. If I put a 6 in here, because it's worth 6 ones, then that's where I would want it to go. So I would have to fill that in with 0. So that is your 006, which is just read as 6. That's it. That's going from word form to standard form. All right, one last thing that we need to talk about is tell the value of the underlying digit. All right, so let me clear this out. So it says tell the value of this. Here's your example. So I already labeled my commas. It is 84,390,235. What is the value of this 4? Well, what place is it in? All right. This is your ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. So it's worth 4 million. Just that digit alone, all of these would become zeros, and it is worth 4 million. So that is how I can write my answer. I could write it like that. I could write it like this. I could write it like this. Or I could write it like this. And all of those answers are correct. You always want to make sure you have enough zeros though. So remember your TM. Okay, good. I have it in the N. All right, that's it. That's your notes for place value through the billions.